Welcome back, brother. My name is Coach Raf, and I'm looking forward to just educating you and giving you some feedback, man to man talk about a simple topic today. And I'm looking to talk about prolonging and how to stop prolonging these arguments that you're having with your woman. Now, as per usual, these videos are going to be uncut, they're going to be raw, unedited, just me and you having a conversation man to man. So sit back, relax, and don't forget to, brother, just go ahead and subscribe to this channel because the more that you subscribe, the more we can get this message across to more men just like me and you needing to hear this message and to start becoming better men and better leaders in our relationships and for our own lives. All right. Now, as per usual, guys, this is going to be simple. There's one message, just one problem that we're having, one frustration, and one mistake. And then from there, I'll give you the solution. I want you to be able to take these videos and be able to go through one by one and just be able to learn and grow yourself by watching what I'm teaching you guys today. Okay. Now, the problem that, or the message that I want you to really understand is simple, is you may not start the arguments with your woman. This is very true, right? Most arguments we know for a fact, she's the one that has the problem. She's the one that's complaining and whining and nagging, right? She has the issue. So more often than not, she's the one that's starting the actual argument. And I want you to understand this clearly. Just because she starts the argument doesn't mean that you have to prolong it, right? You don't have to go back and forth. You have the power to not have these arguments going long, drawn out, and frustrating you. You also have the power to be able to shorten these arguments as well over time, and and it becomes less of a stress to you. And you have that ability. You have that power right now today, as I'm talking to you. The problem you have right now is that you set a boundary with your woman, right? And you may say something that you need or that you want, or maybe something that you don't like. And you let her know, you clearly let her know, and you've probably watched a couple of my videos and you know how to do this properly. So good job. But then she gives you that emotional reaction, right? She either, backs down or she says things like, hey, I don't like this. I don't appreciate this. She starts questioning you. What do you mean by that? Why is that? Why are you doing that? Why are you going to? And it's making you like frustrated, right? And after a while, you back down. Or maybe you go back and forth and you're trying to prove that point, or you're over explaining, you're talking, you're trying to talk her through so that she can just get it, right? But she still doesn't get it. And now it leaves you with this frustration, right? Because she continues to keep on blowing this simple topic that you're trying to bring up out of proportion. And you're like, man, come on, can you just listen to me? Can you just understand where I'm coming from? Can you just see it? I get you, man. And the problem is that she doesn't listen, right? And she's not hearing you. And now you're losing your sleep. You're scrolling on YouTube, watching videos like the one you're watching right now with me here, right? And it's impacting your business. It's impacting the way that you carry yourself. It's impacting your career. It's impacting every area of your life because it's draining the life out of you because you don't have the tools to know how to handle this, right? So all you simply wanted was just for her to see you. All you wanted her for her is just to respect what you're saying, but she's not getting it right there, right? And I want to now highlight your mistake. Your mistake that you're making right now is that you are setting a clear boundary. Like I said, you've probably been watching some of my videos and you know how to set a boundary properly. But more often than not, she's not just going to be okay right away with that boundary you set. She's going to be like, oh, great, yay, perfect. Let me go and listen to whatever you're saying. You're changing something, right? Think about your career. Think about your business, right? When something changes or you've been doing something for the same way for so long, and then you change it, it won't just be an automatic hooray. We have to go through a couple of of some turbulence for a little bit, right, to get to the actual beauty of what the change is supposed to do. So you have to. The same thing comes with your woman. You have to expect that kind of change, right? Expect her to have that reaction to you, but that is your problem right there, right? You're having this mistake. You're expecting her to just get it right away, and it catches you off guard. And every single time it hits you right in the chest, and then you start over explaining. And you may realize this too as well, right? It may have gotten to the point now where you're just at a place where you're avoiding that topic now. You're avoiding saying things. You're avoiding even setting a boundary because the last couple of times you've done it, it just keeps on going into this argument. And now at this point now, you're like, you know what? I just want some peace. I want to be able to just to be, by myself and not even have to stress this. But the crazy part is that it's still stressing you out, right? Even if you avoid it, it's still coming back to hit you, right? So I want you to understand this. You can't avoid conflict in a relationship. You cannot avoid conflict. It doesn't matter if the woman you have right now, it doesn't matter if you leave her right now and go get another one. You're going to still have conflict no matter what. So you cannot avoid it. And on top of that as well, you cannot avoid setting boundaries and handling boundaries. You can't. So what you need to understand and what you need to do is that there's a power in holding your frame as a man. Or in other words, you have to understand how to maintain your boundary after you set it. So when she questions you, right? When she reacts negatively, when she gives you that attitude, when she gets upset and she's doing the opposite of what you would have wanted her to do when you gave her that boundary, when you said what you needed, when you said XYZ, right? You have to first do one thing. You have to first expect the reaction. Please write this down and please take note. You have to expect the reaction. Most people are not going to tell you this, right? Because they want you to assume the woman is going to act like a man. She's going to be logical like us as men. That's not how this works. You have to expect her reaction. Once you expect a reaction, you start to become less reactive. And at that point, you don't get caught off guard. And the way that I go about this is by write this down. As I go about this by using a 3 to 5 second pause. So when I realize that she's hitting me with an emotional reaction, right? I pause for 3 to 5 seconds. Right? Stuff like, are you seeing how I'm just like really just calm and just looking at her as she is saying what she's saying or doing what she's doing? I pause for 3 to 5 seconds. And this does two things for you. Number one, it helps me first to regulate, to not go and react with the same or with the initial reaction that I had in my mind, the initial response of my emotional response where I'm upset, right? I'm able to regulate myself first. And number two, when you pause like that, it helps to slow things back down at a pace that is not like her pace. She may be firing things all fast or she may be saying things fast. You want to slow things back down and come back into your calm vibe, right? You want to get things back calm. So you pause. And when you pause, it's almost like it's giving her this indirect kind of energy where it's telling her, hey, you're going too fast. Let's slow this back down. So my pause brings everything back down to a more calm, neutral state. Once you pause, the next step you want to do is you want to learn how to hold your frame, which is, again, like I said, maintaining your boundary. So you don't want to go back and forth with her. You don't want to over-explain because you're not getting caught in an emotional war. You want to stay on the boundary of what you said, but you want to first do two things. One thing, you want to first acknowledge her emotions, acknowledge her feelings. It doesn't mean that you're going to take responsibility for her feelings. It doesn't mean that you're gonna sit there and coddle her, right? We're not doing all of that. If she's in a reactive place right now, at that point, you want to acknowledge her. Hey, I understand that you're still upset. I understand that you don't like this. I understand that you, right? And the key word there is using the word you because you're telling her, hey, I see you. I hear you. I hear you right now. I see you right now. So you want her to understand that I do see you, right? I do see you're upset. I do see you're not happy. I do see or I do hear that, this is not what you're looking for, right? Acknowledge that. That's very crucial. But then number two, we don't stay there. We want to get back on track. So then we restate the boundary that you just set to her before she got upset. But like I said, I'm not going to tolerate yelling. But like I said, I'm still going out with my friends this weekend, but we can have, our time afterwards, right? So we're still maintaining the boundary. Acknowledge her and then restate the boundary. That's simple. Don't go back and forth. If you go back and forth, you're going to lose the battle every single time and you're going to prolong this argument into something that's not necessary at all. All right? And this is the key, man. It's that simple. It's really that simple. And this in itself is going to, again, like I said, stop the constant prolonged back and forth arguments if you do this properly over time, right? And your job is to not go through this emotional war path with your woman. You're never going to win that battle, and you know this by now. So your job is to now take back the control of yourself by acknowledging and then maintaining that boundary. And when she questions and fires back, listen, that's her territory, not yours. You maintain the boundary. And from there, you'll guide it down a path of respect and of mutual understanding, okay? Now, if you actually enjoyed this, you know by now, This is what I do for a living, man. I've been through a lot of hell when it came to, a divorce and, just having to understand how to never have that happen to me again. So now I currently lead my woman right now of 4 years, and we, have an amazing relationship, not because of just the butterflies, but because of me understanding the tools that I'm giving you every single day. And that comes around the stem of boundaries. And if you want to learn yourself how to become a better man, a stronger man, a man who's in control of himself and able to lead with boundaries going forward, then go ahead and book a call right now below, press the link below, book a call, and let's talk about my boundaries coaching program. And I'll be able to help you directly in getting you the tools that you need to be able to lead not only your woman, but also yourself and pour back into your cup. All right, brother? That's calm.